Hi, I'm Tuli, and today we're making challah. Right now we have some pretty warm water and we're about to add yeast to it because yeast does best in warm water. So this yeast is going to eventually be added to the dough, which is going to leaven the dough or make it rise. Something interesting about yeast is that it's actually alive, so we just took it out of the fridge. So I just added the yeast, and this is going to make the dough rise because it's going to eat the honey in the rest of the dough and produce carbon dioxide. Yeast likes to eat sugar, so it'll eat the honey. And the gas bubbles that it produces will create space in the dough, making it less dense. In addition, the yeast is going to help develop the gluten network within the dough through its carbon dioxide, so the bread will be super strong.
Now we're going to add the ingredients to make challah.
In go the eggs.
Next is the honey. Good.
Okay, now
We are going to add the salt and vegetable oil that we previously measured out. Finally, we have to add the flour 1 cup at a time, which can be measured by the eye.
and while you're adding the flour, constantly stir. Hi, my name is Emma. So now that we have made the dough, and hopefully yours has worked out and is rising, we need to decide what type of pan to use. The type of pan relates to the specific heat capacity, and the specific heat capacity can be defined as the measurable amount of heat energy that can change the temperature. When baking challah, we will use an aluminum tray as it has a high specific heat capacity and allows the bread to heat up and cook quickly. Before the 18th century, it was common for Jewish families to bake challah in glass trays until they realized the aluminum tray constantly produced better challah. Another example of specific heat capacity in our lives is land heating up quicker than the ocean. The specific heat capacity of the ocean is much greater. Therefore, the land is easier to heat up than the ocean.
So Emma and I are of Jewish heritage, and challah is a food in which we eat and we break it on the Sabbath to celebrate.
It always is on Friday night. And so we hope you enjoy.
So they've just braided it, and now we're going to brush it with egg.
Hello, I'm Eliza, and I'm going to place this dough in the oven, and soon it will be challah. This process that it will go through is known as heat energy transfer. There are 3 parts to heat energy transfer, known as conduction, convection, and radiation. Radiation is heat energy transferred through a large empty space. The transfer of heat energy through the movements of a gas or a liquid is convection. For conduction, heat energy is transferred from molecule to molecule in a solid substance. In the process of baking challah, it will transfer heat energy through convection. This occurs due to hot air released in the oven that will surround the dough and heat it. Also, heat energy transfer through conduction occurs from the passing of heat energy between the pan and the dough. The pan will heat from the oven, which will then transfer energy through the particles in the dough. When the wind blows and makes you chilly, this is partly due to convection. Heat will flow away from your body when it's in the wind. There are some materials that don't conduct heat easily that are also known as insulators. These items are often used to handle hot surfaces because they will not become hot themselves. Hi, my name is Isabel. The sugars and proteins in all breads are going to react with each other. In this instance, the honey is reacting with the egg, which creates a fresh bread smell. There are 3 stages that occur during the bread baking process. The first stage has to do with a carbonyl group from the honey, which will react with an amino acid group from the eggs. This in turn produces water and one unstable glycosylamine, which in turn goes through inflammatory rearrangements to create several aminoster compounds. As those compounds continue to rearrange, many molecules with flavor, aroma, and color are created. As this bakes, the Maillard reaction, which was discovered 100 years ago, will occur.